You see, we're distracted all the time. And today I decided instead of being distracted, I'm going to look up something. Today I looked up this idea of courage. Courage is the quality of being willing to face fear, danger, or pain. It can also be described as the ability to make good choices in the face of obstacles. Now, check this out. Courage means resolution, spirit, or tenacity. Examples of courageous acts listen to this: saying sorry, taking responsibility, keeping commitments, having a voice, letting go and forgiving, and growing and learning. Here's the definition of courage: the ability to do something that frightens one, or strength in the face of pain or grief. All right, so Steve Walker and I talked about on my podcast the idea of courage. That's why I want to do a quick word study for you there. I've been trying to be the strongest person in my life, the strongest for my family, for my wife, for my kids, the strongest for my students, the strongest for my athletes. But I've been looking at it all wrong. Being the strongest should have never been my goal. It should have been being the one with the most courage. But in order to have the most courage, we must go through a trial. Because courage is arguably the most important quality a human can possess. Because courage can see you through pain or grief or positive or negative, through celebrations and through heartbreaks. But in order to have the most powerful skill or the most powerful quality in the world, you must go through a dark season. Just like in a dark room, a little bit of light shines. A little bit of light fills a lot of darkness. Courage is that seed inside of you and me. If we were to be soil that would exist inside of us, to use a metaphor, that soil will be filled and full of dead things. Just like the soil in the ground, it wouldn't exist without things dying, without things decaying. That's how we have to exist in this part of us in order to grow courage. We have to break down certain versions of us in order to build up or grow this next version. But courage can't grow alone with just soil, it needs water. The water that I seek, and that maybe you seek too, is approval. Approval is something that will give you a temporary sense of growth. It will give you a temporary sense of, I'm doing a good job. By choosing to record this video and choosing to do podcasts and choosing to write books, I am putting myself out there for one simple reason. Because I know that by demonstrating this, I'm demonstrating courage for those who may also want to get out there and do the same thing. I also know that by putting myself out there, I am seeking approval in some capacity. And if I'm not careful, the lack of approval can become the fuel, or the amount of approval, even if it's good, can become the fuel to my courage. Courage cannot be fueled by approval. It cannot be fueled or grown in us with that type of water. That's temporary. Instead, we must grow courage through trial. We must grow courage through failure. And we must grow courage through knowing who we are. Today, in this short 5-minute video, I want to recap this idea of courage. And I want to remind you that courage is a quality. Courage grows in the dark. It grows in the anxiety. It grows in the depression. It grows in the frustration. It grows in the failure. It grows in the I wish I was and I couldn't be and I wanna be's. It grows there. So instead of pushing those seasons to the side, choose to water them with the appreciation of who you are today. Quit seeking the approval of others, the approval of yourself, or the approval of whomever or whatever, and begin to fuel your courage with appreciation. Another word for appreciation is praise. All right, so today, fuel your courage with appreciation and understand that in order to be the most powerful person in the room, you cannot be the strongest. Instead, seek to become the most courageous today.